All right. Well, it says it's officially 10:30 here Central Time, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So thanks everyone for coming today. It's great to be here. This is our Action Step Product Year-End Wrap-Up. I am Cody Bender. I'm our Vice President of Product Marketing, and joining me today is Gwen, who is our esteemed Solutions Engineer here at Actionstep. We're very excited to show you what we've been working on this quarter, and as we've only got about a half an hour, we're going to jump straight in. So as the title of the webinar indicates, this is our end of year product update, and it covers the last 6 months of development by our team with some look forward into next quarter. So I'd like to start by setting some context for why we decided to build the features that we did. We believe that in order to build the best possible software for lawyers, we must continue to put ourselves in our customers' shoes. This helps us better understand their needs and identify those areas where we can really work to improve the product. Over the last 12 very interesting months, 3 themes have consistently risen to the top in our conversations with our customers: creating outstanding client experiences, supporting greater self-sufficiency, and improving data visibility and reporting. Our focus as a product team has been to find ways to support lawyers and their firms in these areas. And today we're going to be showing you what we've released or what we will be releasing soon as they relate to these themes. So let's get started with client experience. So as I'm sure we're all aware, the consumer world has been using technology to improve customers' experience for the last 2 decades. Companies like Uber and Amazon have built their entire business model around having a better customer experience than their traditional competitors. Even airlines at this stage are improving their customers' experiences. And what this has done is created a world where expectations are simply higher across the board. Your clients no longer are just comparing the service they get from your firm with services they get from another lawyer or professional service provider. They compare that service to all of the services they receive. So how do you keep up in a world like this? Well, to start, the client-lawyer relationship is key, but no one person in your firm can control the client experience because it's a firm-wide endeavor. And this is because client experience is made up of many touch points. It's from the first response to a call or a website inquiry form, calls with your team or your admins, updates that they receive from you and your team, the various ways that they share information with you, and even the access that they have to case files. So how do you make sure that every interaction and communication your client has with your firm adds up to an exceptional client experience? Well, ActionStep automates many of these touch points and interactions through its workflow. This allows you to design and deliver on every step of your client's journey with your firm, ensuring a consistently high level of service without having to personally monitor every single interaction along the way. So I'm going to hand over to Gwen, and she's going to go through some of the features that we've been developing that we are looking to specifically improve client experience with.
Thanks, Cody. So one of the small but really impactful improvements we've released recently concerns tasks. So now assignees of tasks can see who has assigned that task to them. This update will allow users to leverage the task feature as a way to communicate and collaborate. In the last year especially, we've seen a real uptick in the number of firms utilizing tasks to delegate work across their teams. Tasks function as both an alert system and an audit trail for the work being done day to day. This might look like a member of the administrative staff assigning a task to an attorney for review, and then that attorney doing that review and reassigning that task to the administrative team so that they can contact the client. So tasks in that sense will really allow you to, collaborate in your firm in a way that's even more powerful than they used to. All right, and then one of the features that we are really excited about and that we spent a lot of time over the last 6 months on is strengthening the integration between ActionStep and your email provider. So right now we're beta testing with some ActionStep users. So we do expect that feature to be released relatively soon. A large update that we're really excited to share with you is our new improved email integration around sending emails directly from Actionstep using a user's individual email address. So users will now be able to send emails directly from Actionstep using their own professional email addresses. This update also includes improvements in the way that Actionstep sends emails. Leveraging more powerful email delivery methods means that fewer emails will be sent to spam and a more seamless integration will be visible to your clients. So email recipients won't be able to tell the difference between an email sent from Actionstep, Outlook, or Gmail. Additionally, we have allowed admins to set up multiple system mailboxes so that you can now have all of the users in your firm draft emails for particular email groups. So examples of this might be inquiries at mylaw.com, accounts at mylaw.com, litigation at mylaw.com, wills at mylaw.com. You can set up a mailbox on your domain as an email group and allow your users to email on behalf of that address. You can even have mailboxes for different email domains like info@yourlocallawyers.com or help@willsrus.com. What that means is if your brand services different clients differently, or if you offer different services across your brands, Actionstep can ensure your emails are consistent with that branding. If you're interested in beta testing this new and improved email integration, please reach out to Actionstep support. We would be happy to include you on that beta test. Speaking of communication features, we have an early adopter testing for our SMS alert functions that's available to all users currently. So this SMS feature will allow you to send one-way SMS alerts to contact your Actionstep clients. All messages are kept on your Matter, so you have an accurate record of that communication. So that means you can go back and view any SMS alerts sent to your users or your clients via the Matter. You will also be able to automatically remind your clients about upcoming appointments and have SMS reminders set the day before and the hour before an appointment. Again, if you're interested in having or being included in the beta test for this, your admin can actually switch this feature on using the feature preview section in your general preferences. So please feel free to reach out to customer support if you'd like to enable this feature. We're really excited about it, and this is something that's actually available to you in your admin settings currently.
Thanks, Gwen. So, in the spirit of eating our own dog food, ActionStep is continuing to focus on our customer experience as well. To wit, we have a number of initiatives we're rolling out now and will continue to invest in the future. These initiatives include things like customer firm health checks, which we've so far done 50 of. These include typical topics like how do you get the most out of workflow? How do you get the most out of email? How do you set up task automation? Building tailored reporting. We've actually found that there are consistent themes that run throughout the health checks, and we've recently developed some workshops on things like using workflows effectively that came directly from feedback from these health checks. We're also doing monthly webinars. So it's a range of topics. You can look for them on our website. We're advertising them there. We'll put them in the app each month as well. If you miss one, don't worry. We always also make them available on demand on the website itself. We've been updating user guides feverishly. So there have been 50 articles in the last few months that have been updated in the user guides. We've also published 70 new how-to videos within our user guide and on our YouTube channel. These are very popular. They're very useful. They're straight to the point. Please feel free to dive in and also give us feedback on those. And finally, just a reminder, the support chat bubble, we try and answer support chats within 5 to 10 minutes. It's a really valuable way for us to understand what's going on with our customers. We've also recently enabled our support team to send product feedback directly to the product team via support, via those chat bubbles. So it's a channel that gets directly to the product eventually. So, getting to our next theme, which is self-sufficiency. So we've heard a lot this year about self-sufficiency, which basically boils down to how do you do the work that you need to do without the team around you that you're used to having? And prolonged remote working has exposed how much human glue really exists within a practice, whether it's asking your practice manager for updates on billing or popping in to ask a team member for an update on the progress of a case. This has all become much harder, which I'm sure you're all very aware of, when we're distributed. Individuals have all had to find ways to do more with far less direct support. So self-sufficiency, we really feel, has gone from a nice to have to a real must. So what are some of the ways that Actionstep supports self-sufficiency? Well, it's configurable to your way of working. It's available in multiple places, including where your lawyers spend most of their time, places such like Outlook 365. Its built-in workflow gives you confidence and visibility into the process. It's task-driven, which Gwen talked about earlier, which enables collaboration and visibility. It has easy to create templates, so documents and precedents. It saves time. It delivers consistency. And I think lastly, but probably most importantly, it is the single system that everyone is using. It really supports transparency and it gets you to that single version of truth for your firm. I think that it's abundantly clear at this point that some form of remote working is here for the long term. And this is why we've invested in quite a few features this quarter and will continue to that support that self-sufficiency. So I'm going to hand it back to Gwen and she'll take us through some of those features now.
Perfect, thank you, Cody. So producing legal documents is a core part of any lawyer or paralegal's life. Document automation helps you to produce high quality legal documents every time. It saves time and ensures consistent content, but only really if you have the right document templates. So one of the new features that we're introducing is our template builder. So when you're using the template builder, a tool will appear in the right hand of your Word document, and you can filter and search for a range of common information about your contacts and matters. So that's going to include merged data from your matter that you can directly bring into your document template. So the details are always correct and relevant to that matter. You're going to be able to preview values of the information that you've merged from matters in your system, and you're going to be able to publish and share your templates for your team to use. So this add-in creates simple document templates and allows you to do so easily. We're looking to release this in January 2021. All right, another big integration that we've strengthened this year is our NetDocs integration. So for those of you who don't already use NetDocs, it is a leading cloud-based document management system. So the improvement to this integration that we've built over the last few months includes things like the Actionstep document management feature being hideable if you are using the NetDocs integration. Your NetDocs workspace can be created automatically as you open a matter in Actionstep, and the documents you generate from Actionstep can be saved directly into NetDocuments. So basically, these improvements create a more seamless integration with NetDocuments, so you can now leverage the power of both products in what feels like one application. All right, and this is just a quick view at that current or that new NetDocs integration and kind of the power behind that. All right, so let's also discuss our new mobile app. So improvements to Actionstep's mobile app are aimed at improving your use of Actionstep on the go. So whether you're in court, at lunch, or in an airport, the new and improved app interface makes it easy for you to access your client data. And most of these features you'll be familiar with, but the new and improved interface is just going to really improve ease of use while you're on the go. So what does that mean for users who are currently using this feature? So those who have been using Actionstep's add-in for Outlook will find the navigation looks very similar. This is because the mobile app is now built on the same platform as the add-in. So what that means for you is that anytime we build a new feature for our mobile app, it can be made available in your Outlook add-in and vice versa. So that's going to improve and streamline development for both of those features. And I'll hand this off to Cody to finish up here.
Sorry, I had muted myself. So finally, our third theme is in relation to data and how it can be brought to life in Actionstep to really help run your practice better. To have confidence that your practice is healthy and running well, reporting and data are key. We consistently hear from our customers about two really important aspects. The first is a very simple and very straightforward, which is turning data into insights that can drive action. That means answering questions with data like, where's my revenue or profit coming from? Which teams and people are doing more, billing more? How efficiently are we moving client files through our processes? How well are we taking care of our clients? And that one could be, for example, call logs, communications, file updates. And then which clients are struggling, right? Which ones have unpaid bills? Which ones have been scheduling less work? The second piece is a shift from being document driven to data driven. And our customers who have made this shift really understand that if you can use the data you have effectively, you can spend less time buried in those documents because you're uncovering areas where leveraging technology can really make your firm more efficient and more effective. However, this move to using data for effective decision making also really highlights the importance of being mindful around data security. Gwen's going to take us through some of those features focused on using data more effectively now, and one that's focused on securing the platform.
Thanks, Cody. Yep. So the first thing that we'll go ahead and take a look at is enhancements to list views. So you'll see improvements like making list views easier for users by being able to see which filters are applied to your list view. This means that you'll be able to make the reporting across your business more efficient and improve things like heads up and filtering. Many of our users have embraced our new reporting options that go beyond what can be achieved in Actionstep list views. So for a monthly fee, you'll be able to set up Power BI dashboards and reporting tools to give you a customized in-depth insights into your firm that you haven't necessarily seen before. So we have partners who have built standard sets of reports to leverage this Power BI integration, but you can still customize it further to suit your own business's needs. All right, and moving on to our multi-factor, we have also increased some of the functionality around this as well. So we have kept your information and data security more secure by rolling out multi-factor authentication. So the safety and security of your data is always top of mind in ActionStep, and ActionStep users will see a world-class leveraging of this technology and practice to keep your data secure by introducing multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication removes the risk of things like lost passwords being used by anyone trying to access your ActionStep system. So you'll be able to ensure that your users have secure logins to your system. All right, and handing that back to Cody.
Yeah, so wrapping things up, at ActionStep, we know for sure that no law firm is really standing still, particularly in the given economic climate. We continue to see some firms thrive in this environment, and we continue to see some firms really struggle to adapt. And the biggest difference is that technology should be an enabler to your practice. Its ability to flex and support the way you work as your practice evolves is key. If a firm partners with a very static legal practice management software platform, it gets locked in and it can't adapt to the changing needs of its firm. So we really urge you to make the most out of ActionStep. Reach out to customer success, find out how ActionStep can work even harder for your firms. And we're going to continue to read the tea leaves, try and develop features that stay ahead and help you adapt to the world and the way that practices are evolving. That is, I believe, it. So now we can open it up for questions. Hang on, let me unmute everyone. I think maybe we can either ask questions. There we
Yes,
go.
so we should be able to use the chat or just say those aloud.
Yeah, so I've got a few questions. I got one, which is how much does Power BI cost per month? So Power BI itself should come with an Office 365 subscription. Our fee, I believe, for the data feed itself is $99 per month. And then there is some connector that is required to make that happen, but we can get you the exact answer on how much that costs in total. And then how do we do the SMS? So this is from Anita. Um, we can definitely send you some instructions on how to do that. I believe, Gwen, they're also posted online. We have them in a help document as well, but
Mhm.
we will be happy to follow up and send you instructions, or please feel free to reach out to support and they can walk you through that process as well.
Yes, absolutely. And Anita, if you're at all familiar with our feature preview functionality and settings, you should be able to turn that on through the general settings in your Actionstep admin menu, but our support team is always happy to help with that.
Yep. And then I have a question around multi-factor authentication support. Are there plans for SSO support? We do not currently have anything planned for SSO support, but it does not mean that we won't. We're still developing our plans for all of next year, and I have taken down SSO support as one of the options. Again, I think one thing I would like to use this platform for as well, I'm a recent addition to the team here at Actionstep, and we love getting feedback on what would be really valuable. We've recently rolled out internally a tool that allows us to collect internal feedback and also customer and partner feedback. For things like if you're looking for SSO support, please feel free to send any of those comments into product@actionstep.com or share them with a support representative via the chat bubble. We love getting those ideas in, and the more people that want a certain thing, the higher we end up ranking them. So we don't have any plans for it yet, but it doesn't mean that we won't over the next year. SMS allow for custom messaging templates. I don't believe it currently does. Gwen, do you want to
Yeah,
answer that one?
yeah, absolutely. So currently, the messages that are sent out for your calendar alerts are going to be pretty standardized. You can absolutely send custom messages via the sort of direct SMS messaging, but we don't currently have a template function for that.
And then I have a question around improvements to the accounting features, namely being able to download transactions. So we do have a backlog of accounting improvements that we want to make. We are currently working on a lot of back-end improvements to accounting to allow us to develop very quickly. Our plan over the next year is to execute on those back-end improvements and then actually spin up a team that's really focused on accounting features. So Gwen and I have a meeting tomorrow to talk about accounting features on the calendar. So it is a high priority for us, and we're just taking it in order so that we can actually execute effectively on those. So yes, accounting features are high on the list, and downloading transactions, I'm not sure, Gwen, if that's on your list, but we can certainly add it to ours.
Absolutely, we are very excited for the sort of upcoming plans that we have around accounting.
Yep. And then follow up, same person who asked the question around accounting, unable to log into mobile app beta version, please reach out to support. And if, for whatever reason that doesn't get you where you need to get, please just reach out directly to product as well, because things that are in beta are being handled in product. You can send a note to product@actionstep as well. We have a question around keeping Google Workspace in step with our development for Office 365. We're still evaluating that. We're constantly looking at the percentage of our users who are using either one of those two platforms. Obviously, Office 365 is you know, sort of the incumbent. It's the one that has the most of our users are on. We do, however, especially what we talked about today with the need for self-sufficiency and being able to use the tools you have wherever you are, we do recognize the importance of Google Workspace. So it isn't necessarily on our plan right now, but it doesn't mean it won't show up for next year. If it does not, if we don't update in lockstep with Office 365, I think that's a great question again to send into product to say, hey, this is something that matters. And if there are many of you on the call who are using Google, go ahead and send that feedback in. It really helps us rank and prioritize building new features. Net documents. I got a question about net documents. Net documents, you can go online. I believe, Gwen, the website is netdocuments.com if you want to find
Mhm.
out more about their product. They are a very strong strategic partner of ours going into next year. We have very similar thoughts on how we can help lawyers do their best work, how we can make them awesome, as we like to say. We really like the product, and we have invested in that integration pretty heavily. And so please, if you're interested, go reach out. You can also reach out to us. We're happy to, put you in contact or talk through how it works today. But they are definitely one of our strategic partners for the foreseeable future, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. So, we do have native document management in Actionstep, but that Net Documents integration is really powerful, and we would definitely encourage any users who have specific needs around managing documents in the cloud to check them out as well.
Yep. And then to follow up on that question, how do we submit a feature request? Again, you can either just send it to support, so talk to support and say, hey, this is something I would like to see. They have a direct access to drop items into our ideation portal. You can also submit a feature request to product@actionstep.com. Every feature, I promise you, gets evaluated and looked at. If we have multiple requests for that, we aggregate those together and keep account. We do quite a bit of research and discovery around every feature. So if you make a feature request and it doesn't seem like we've put it onto the roadmap or we're building it, it very likely means either we weren't able to find a lot of other customers who wanted that feature, or we're just not quite ready for it yet. But I can guarantee that every single feature that comes through that portal gets evaluated weekly, and gets added into the bucket of potentials. And then I have two questions. Actually, I have three questions that are all sort of around plans. Plans for multi-factor authentication for the client portal, plans for Outlook Google Calendar integration, and plans for task integrations with Outlook Microsoft To Do. All three of those, I'll go back to the answer, which is they are all in the pile for evaluation. None of them have been specifically planned. So we will look at them and evaluate whether they're things that we want to tackle over the next 6 to 12 months. But we haven't decided to do or not to do any of them yet. I think that is all the questions we've gotten so far. We're right up against the end of the half hour. Unless there are some extra questions, I think that we can probably break. Thank you everyone for coming and especially submitting the questions. It's fantastic. Again, if you have anything else that you'd like to know, please, definitely go through our support channel. If you have feature ideas, please send them through to product@actionstep. We love getting those. Well, I do have a comment from our colleague James Story, who says you can integrate all of those apps via Zapier. Again, something you can reach out to support about as well. And if you have questions about integrating anything, we can actually, looks like we can do that through Zapier. So thank you, James. All right, I think we can probably shut it down. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, y'all.